What's up, y'all? It's your boy Libra. Let's get into this reading for Libra. The moon is in Libra today. Ooh. Kayini in each other, we find ourselves. That's very, very, very interesting. This is a card that popped up in my Warriors, Spiritual Warriors Tarot. And it really speaks to kind of the connectedness that exists, you know. And I always think that Libra tends to be a mirror reflecting to other people. I also heard this notion very recently of the fact that, you know, when there's something in someone else that irritates us, it's usually because that is something that we see in ourselves that we have issues with. Because usually what's going on with other people has nothing really to do with you. But if it's this thing that someone else is doing and it seems to trigger you, if it seems to really bother you, it's because they are reflecting something that we don't necessarily like in ourselves. The other side of that coin is that Libras tend to do a lot of the reflecting. We tend to be the ones that expose those things in other people's that they don't necessarily want to deal with, right? But in this card we see there's lots of animals represented here. There's lots of spiritual beings that are represented here. At the center is this hawk, which kind of stands out. So I feel like the hawk may be a spiritual animal that represents you. You think about the hawk as being this, you know, kind of predatory bird that, you know, sweeps in really, really quickly down onto its prey. And I think it's that, you know, element of, you know, people may not necessarily recognize, you know, this warrior beast inside of you, and when it comes out very, very quickly. And it could be that those triggers, those things that are kind of reflected in others, are kind of bringing out this side of you. But I think you're being very kind of hawk-eyed. You're being very like keen to observe and see what's going on before you kind of make a decision, make a commitment, and sweep in with your very quick action. You have this kind of night scene on one side, which represents the spirit, and then the very like Garden of Eden scene on the other side, which I think represents, you know, kind of the 3D and the 5D. And then all of the different life cycles from the baby to the old person. So this is really like, you know, it gives me the world card energy in a sense. It's card number 42, which is a 6. So this is like a very strong spiritual connection at the moment. Like things in spirit are probably very, very pronounced right now. What's going on in the spirit is very reflected in the 3D right now. I was seeing, kind of channeling some messages. I saw a few things kind of last night, but one of the things that stood out to me was this this sense of like, you know, a sudden change in fortune. Kind of like hitting the jackpot, hitting on the slot machine. I was really picking up that energy. But let's go to the tarot, Libra. Let's see what comes out. Messages for our Libra. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Everything's just flying everywhere, Libra. It's a lot of energy wants to go on. Let's see if we can get a very clear message for our Libras. The lovely Libras, the scales. Clear message for our Libra spirit. something wants to come to the surface. Something definitely wants to come out to the surface. What is the message for our Libras that wants to pop out onto the surface? What is the message for Libra that wants to pop out? Okay. 9 of Quills. And it's funny that the cards were kind of, doing all that, because I do feel like this is a lot of one, it's a lot of brain activity that probably has you worried. There's something that perhaps has you stressed out. It may be about, someone who's close to you who may be sick. It could also be about just things that worry you at the moment. It could be financial worries. It could be your own personal health. It could be relationship things. But this is that, card of, not being able to sleep at night. Something that has you worried. Something is on your mind very heavy and pulling on your energy. And like I said, this 3D and 5D kind of being very strongly pronounced right now. I think this is highlighting that. So I think you may be seeing a lot of energies in your sleep. You may be seeing a lot of different spirits, different types of spirits that are speaking to you through your dreams. You need to be very keen on, what the messages are that you're receiving from spirit, but then also, very discerning of the spirits that are kind of coming to you, because it could be perhaps someone is projecting a lot of negative energy onto you, and you're seeing in your sleep kind of things that kind of reflect that negative energy. It could be a nightmare that you are experiencing, but you need to be able to have the discernment to tell whether what you are seeing is in fact coming from a good spiritual place, or if it's coming from negative spiritual projection around you. It says, it is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. So perhaps the things that are happening to you in the day are haunting you at night, like you can't sleep because you're focusing on all of this stuff that's kind of going on in your day. You really, the advice that I would give for this is to, of course, to not worry. You kind of have to stay in your own energy, but that's easier said than done at times. So for Libra, because the moon is in Libra right now, it could be, activating a lot of emotionality in you at the moment. At the bottom was the Page of Wells. So it could be about, a romantic kind of partnership. It could be a new partnership that you are entered into, and perhaps there's things that may be a little bit triggering about this new partnership that you are adjusting to, and perhaps you guys are on different, we fall in love, or we progress in our relationships at different paces, right? You may be ticking a lot of boxes, as they say, for each other, but one may be moving a lot faster than the other. That could be causing some issues. What popped out next? The 4 of Quills. So again, we have it says in pace requisite. This is a depiction of the 4 of Quills. So we have a lot of mental activity, because we're getting these are all air sign cards, have to do with the brain, have to do with our thoughts. So it's like these triggering thoughts, and it looks like there's right now in your day to day, you may be taking a rest. It may be something that you need to do to kind of relax and chill and heal from these kind of thoughts that are, because your thoughts can really affect your physical health. You may be if you're stressed out, it tends to take a toll on your physical. So it may be a time to get out into nature and just kind of chill and relax, to just not really think about too much, to allow your brain to just really, release a lot of that. The 9 and the 4 is a 13 as well, which could be a lucky number. A lot of people say 13 is a lucky number. Some people say it's an unlucky number, but that also goes back to this 4. So it is like, for me, it is like a lot of this kind of healing kind of energy right now at the moment. So that may be some advice for dealing with that 9 of quills. Let's see what Spirit is bringing to help you to deal with this in a moment. Spirit messages for Libra. The Ace of Candles, the big ace. Okay, so this is like, it says, deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. So indeed, this is a gift from the universe. In the traditional Rider-Waite, you see the hand kind of extending on the aces. And so with this Ace of Candles, this is like a passionate new beginning, and that's what's coming for you. This is what you don't see that's unfolding. And I've been picking up on this energy of something big coming, like this big new flame, this big new candle. And perhaps it's at the beginning. So it's, you know, with fire, with a flame, you know, it comes with a spark. So that spark has to grow, unless it's like an explosion. But even an explosion, a big bang, you think about it, it starts from one small tiny little point and then explodes from there. So this is something that's coming. You may not see it because the flame is very small now, but this flame is going to grow to be something very, very big for you, because this is a gift. It's coming in the position of like what Spirit is bringing to this situation, and it's the card that really represents what Spirit is bringing to the situation. So this is very, very good to have this, you know, as you're going through this mental healing, there's going to be some kind of passionate new beginning that comes in that really helps you along in this situation. At the bottom is the 9 of Paws, which is like the 9 of Pentacles. That's being you know, kind of the, you know, the Bachelorette in some of the, you know, in some of the tarot decks. It says, man's real life is happy, chiefly because he is ever expecting it will soon be so. Great advice. Expect that there are happy days ahead, and in fact, your best days are ahead of you, Libra. Libra goes through so much in relationships because Libra really does deal with relationships, and perhaps you spend a lot of time being sad about old relationships, but just know that there are much better relationships that are on the horizon for you. This is not what you've gone through in the past. It's, you know, shaping you to know what is going to work for you in the future. And it's not, you know, you may feel like some of these past people are just like the most horrible people in the world. It has more to do with them than it has to do with you. And again, what do we see in the in our Spirit Warrior deck? It was that, you know, everything is connected. Everything is connected. We reflect each other in ourselves. So it's perhaps that, you know, you had to go through those things as lessons to improve you, to prepare you for this big new candle, this big new flame, this new kind of passionate beginning that is starting up, that you had to be prepared for. Very, 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 very good. And that gives us a 10 too. If we add these other 1, 9, and a 4, we get well, am I adding this right? 9 and 4, 14, 5. Yeah, so well, this gives us a 5. So change change would be the thing that's happening with this. It is the time for a, moving out of what was existing in the past and moving into this kind of new thing that's unfolding for you. Before we close out, I'm going to pull just a couple more from, let's go with the index cards. Let's see if we have anything there. Any more messages? Alicia Myers. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. You sent me someone who really loves me, and not just my body. I know it couldn't happen without your love. Oh, without your love. If you don't know that song, you need to look it up. Alicia Myers, I want to thank you, Heavenly Father. And that's exactly what this message is about. It is that when you set that expectation and you're in joy, as you would be once you receive what is coming for you, you should be in that energy, now, because it is coming. It is coming. Perhaps that's the only message that needs to pop out for our Libras right now. I love me some Alicia Myers. Okay, for my index cards, I think that's gonna be it. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I'm gonna hit you back with another one soon. Alright, until then, give me that thumbs up, give me that subscribe. Appreciate it.